Hey there, fam, what's up? Big shout out to our global family. And if this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome to the squad. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
So here's the deal. Trump kicked off a tariff war that had global trade shaking and the Suez Canal. Yeah, it was right in the storm's path, but Egypt? Egypt's trying to turn the chaos into pure gold.
While China's pulling back and Asia's scrambling, Egypt's stepping up, seeing a disaster and flipping it into a chance. Think Mexico 2.0, but with a Pharaoh twist.
Trump dropped a tweet, swung the customs sword, and boom. The Suez Canal found itself in the eye of the storm. Trump's move? Slapping 10% tariffs on imports from 180 countries? Yep, Egypt included. That hit global supply chains hard, slowed down trade big time, and caused fewer ships to pass through the Suez. That canal's always been Egypt's pride, a steady source of cash flow. But now, with all this tariff drama, Egypt's basically trying to dance through a minefield. On one hand, the government's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Raise transit fees and risk losing customers, or keep things steady and eat the losses. On the other, they're trying to play it smart. Turn this mess into a win, like China's doing in Mexico. Some economists suggested hiking the Suez tolls as a defensive move. And while ports across the world were freaking out over Trump's decision, Egypt's government stayed quiet, dropping a few reassuring soundbites, but no solid plan. So far, it's just talk, papers, and maybe a few PowerPoints behind closed doors. But before we dive into how Egypt might actually pull off a Mexico-style play and flip the global trade game, let's rewind a sec to Egypt's relationship with the U.
Egypt ties. The backstory. America's been cool with Egypt since 1922, back when Egypt got its independence from the UK. The two countries have a pretty tight partnership, especially around Middle East peace, regional security and shared economic interests. Since 1978, the US has pumped over $50 billion into Egypt's military and another $3 billion into its economy. Plus, there's been heavy investment in Egypt's telecom sector too. In 2021, US-Egypt trade hit an all-time high, $9.1 billion. Egypt's actually the top African export market for US goods, buying stuff like wheat, corn, fuel, aircraft parts and steel. Meanwhile, America imports Egyptian clothes, gas, oil, fertilizers, textiles and farm products. But all that didn't stop Trump from dropping tariffs on Egypt. Still, those same tariffs might just be Egypt's golden ticket.
Egypt's golden opportunity. Trump's new tariffs shook global stock markets and sparked fears of a full-on trade war. But over in Egypt, some folks saw opportunity. Since Egypt landed in the low-tariff category, its goods suddenly look pretty attractive in the U.S. market. That gives Egyptian products a competitive edge, especially for exports. And beyond exports, Egypt might be able to snatch up foreign investments from countries like China that got slammed with those high tariffs, especially on stuff like clothing and light manufacturing. So now, people are wondering, could Egypt be the next Mexico for China?
Egypt, Africa's Mexico? Here's how Mexico pulled it off. When China wanted to get smart with its trade game, it played a masterstroke. Instead of shipping products all the way from Beijing to California and dealing with the Suez Canal and the Atlantic, China just built factories in Mexico. Easy access to the US, no tariffs, no Trump headaches. Could Egypt do the same? Let's break it down. Location: Egypt sitting at the crossroads of Africa, Asia and Europe, right next to the Suez Canal, one of the most critical shipping lanes on Earth. Investors see that and it turns heads, low costs. Manufacturing in Egypt is way cheaper than Eastern Europe and can go toe-to-toe with other low-cost countries. So, yeah, Egypt's got a golden window of opportunity, but it won't stay open forever. China's already eyeing Turkey, Morocco, Vietnam and even Brazil. Everyone's rolling out the red carpet for investment. Will Cairo move fast enough to grab the spotlight?
Thanks a ton for watching, fam. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. At X News, we're all about real talk and keeping it fair. Catch y'all in the next video.